All right, so today we're going to talk about log properties. So when we talk about logs, one thing to remember is the common logarithm. So if you have something with no base like this log 5, the base is assumed to be a 10. So I think most of you guys are getting the hang of that now. So we've got 3 properties we're going to talk about today. The first is the product property. So the product property says that if I have log of something plus log of something, I can rewrite that as log of those 2 things multiplied together. Okay, so here's the m and the n. If I have log of the m plus log of the n, I can now put them together, log m times m. Okay, so this is like an expanded form, and this is a condensed form. Okay, so it's a way, we're going to use this later on when we solve log equations. Another thing to note about this is the bases have to be the same. So here they use a b as a base. They must be the same across the whole equation. Okay, so this says addition of 2 logs with the same base can be written as 1 log with multiplication. So on this first example here, if I put these together, I have, first let's check the bases are the same. Now I have addition. So I'm going to put these together by writing log 3, and I'm going to put the a and the b together by multiplication. So that would just be a times b. And that's it. You literally just multiply them. So you can leave it like that. You could write it as log base 3ab. You don't have to put the multiplication symbol in there. So b, let's check the bases are the same, 6 and 6. Okay, so I have addition. So I can rewrite that as log 6, 4 times 9. So I can multiply that, log 6, 36, which I don't have to put the parentheses. Now, a lot of times it'll say simplify if possible. So on this one, remember logs, this is asking me, let me write this up here, what power of 6 equals 36. So what power do I raise 6 to get 36, which would be 2. So let's focus on the property, but don't forget that you can still simplify some of these things. Okay, now this third one, the bases are the same, so we're going to multiply these 2 things, x plus 5 and 3. So we have log a, I'm going to multiply x plus 5 times 3. Okay, now we can simplify that a little bit. So log a, I'm going to distribute 3x plus 15. And that's all I can do there. So that would be my final answer. Okay, our second property is the quotient property. So quotient says, okay, now if I have log of something minus log of something, I could divide those. So again, this is your expanded form. This is your condensed form. Okay, so subtraction of 2 logs can be written as 1 log with division. So let's rewrite these. So the bases are the same, and I'm subtracting, so I can rewrite this as log base 3 of a divided by b. The second one, I could rewrite this as log base 7 of 98 divided by 2. Now we can simplify that some, log base 7 of 49. And again, this one has 2 numbers here, so I'm looking for what power can I raise 7 to get 49. And I know I can raise that to the 2 power. And then the third one, again, you have this big thing, x plus 4 and 2, but I'm subtracting. So I know that subtraction goes hand in hand with division on this property. So I have log base 2 of x plus 4 divided by 2. And our third property is the power property. So the power property says if you have a number in front of a log that's being multiplied, we can rewrite that, bring it up here as a power of the log. So on this one, you're looking for these numbers in front. So like this first one, I have a 3 in front. I can bring that up here and rewrite that as log 4 cubed, which I know that is log 64. This one I can bring the 1/3 up to the 64. So I have log base 6, 64 to the 1/3. And I know that 64 to the 1/3 is 4, which you could put in your calculator. So on this one, bring the 2 up to the x, log base 3, x squared. Now this one already has the power up here, so let's undo the power. So if I take this power and I move it back, I could rewrite that as 7 log b x. Okay, so let's do some examples. So the first 4 we're going to write as a single logarithm. It says simplify if possible. So this first one, I look at this and I see addition. And I know that addition goes hand in hand with multiplication, or product, if you want to, it's called the product property. So I have log base 4 of 2 times 32, which is log base 4 of 64. So again, it says simplify if possible. So if you set this equal to x, can you solve for x? Well, let's see. 4 to what power equals 64? And I know that that would be 3. Number 2. Now here we've got a couple things. If you see a number in front of the log, you want to do that first. So I'm going to bring this 3 up. That's the power property. So log x minus log y to the 3rd. Then I see subtraction. Subtraction is division, or quotient. So log x divided by y cubed. So we're taking this expression with 2 logs and writing it with 1 log. Number 3, again, check for powers first. So here's a 2, let's bring that up. Log base b, f to the 2nd, plus log base b, g. Now I have addition here. Addition is multiplication. So when I do the multiplication, it only becomes 1 log now. F squared times g. Whoa, now number 4, we've got 3 logs here. So we're going to work from left to right. Okay, so addition is first. So we're going to rewrite that as addition is multiplication. So 7 times 6, which is log a 42. Then I have subtraction. Subtraction is division. So log a 42 over 3, which is 14. So I simplified that all the way down to 14. Okay, so now we're going to take the condensed form and we're going to expand it. So we're going to write it out or stretch it out using our addition and subtraction. So first thing you look at is, okay, so I look at this when I see, oh, this is division. So to separate division, I use subtraction. So I'm going to write this out. Log base 3, there's the numerator, minus log base 3, there's the denominator. So I want to say, okay, well, it looks like I'm done, but this says with no exponents. So when I have an exponent, we're going to take that, move it to the front. So now we have 2 log base 3y minus log base 3, 8. And that is your answer. You're expanding it out or stretching it out as much as possible. Okay, number 2, I have multiplication. So multiplication I can spread out with addition. So log base 2x plus log base 2y to the 3rd. Again, we don't want any exponents. So we're going to take that 3 and move it just in front of this log right here. So log base 2x plus 3 log base 2y. Number 3, okay, we've got this weird square root here, or this cube root. So first thing we want to do is let's change that to a 1/3 power. Remember, there's a 1 as an exponent on the inside and a 3 on the outside. So now I have a power I'm going to bring in front of the log. So 1/3 log a of x. Number 4, So you look at what you have, multiplication. So let's first spread that out. So log base 3 m to the 4th plus log base 3 n to the 7th. Now I want to bring those powers forward. So I'm going to bring the 4 to the front here and the 7 to the front here. So 4 log 3m plus 7 log 3n. Number 5. We want to rewrite that as n to the 2/3 power. And now I have a power. Let's move it in front. So 2/3 log base 3n. And number 6. So I have multiplication, but I have this power on the outside. So the first thing we're going to do is move that 2 to the front. So both the m and the n are getting the power of 2 here. So now this is multiplying. So when I spread out that multiplication, you can do one of two things here. I can put a parentheses and do log base 3m plus log base 3n. So the 2 goes to both things. Or I can just put the 2 in front of both of them. So either one is fine. And that's it. So your 3 log properties, let's review again. You have the product property, addition to multiplication, quotient property, subtraction to division, and a power property, take that number in front that's being multiplied and move it up as an exponent.